Hi and welcome to another tech review, and today I'm taking a look at these. These are the Google Pixel Bud Pro. I had to get that name right. These aren't actually mine, these are my son's. He got them with his Google Pixel 8. And if you were to buy them on their own, they retail for about £150, £160. And, well, they're supposed to be premium wireless earphones, or the true wireless sound TWS sort of earphones. And I'm not used to these sort of things. I buy cheaper end of things, so sort of £15, £20. I've had Goodman's and Walk brands, but these are premium, and at £150, £160 you do expect that. So just have just a quick look over this little egg shaped thing. This is the case that they come in. You've got your USB-C charging port on the bottom, this little button on the back here which he's told me not to press, which is a pair button. You only really need to use it if you're pairing it to a new device. So he's already paired this to his phone, and I've got one of them in my ear right now, and he's got the other, which is one thing I like about these little bud type things, is that you can share sound if you want to. Let me just grab that. So this is what they look like. They're very small but chunky. This is the right hand side one. It's got touch sensors on. Ooh, if I can grab hold of it. It's got touch sensors on the top for volume and track changing and that sort of thing. And I think you can also activate your Google Assistant with it. Is that right? Yep. So once you put them in, they actually fit quite comfortable. I thought the look of them, they were quite bulky, but they just sort of fit in your ear canal and supposed to be noise cancelling. Which over the last few days he's been wearing them, and no, he couldn't hear what I was saying. But they are earphones. They are used for listening to music and for taking calls. So what's the sound quality like? That is the most important thing. So he's now going to play a bit of music. Not keen on his music taste, but I've got Radiohead Creep now playing. Instantly, when you can pretty much tell the sound quality of earphones as soon as you start playing something. So Creep by Radiohead has got a nice mellow intro. There's a good bit of bass going on there, but it doesn't overpower everything else. Bass is important in earphones. I really hate it when you put something in and you think, well, that's got no sound to it. But too much bass overpowers everything else in anything you're listening to. So a nice happy medium is good. I'm still on the intro to Creep by Radiohead, but it's got a good sound. I can hear the voice. And yeah, what about volume? What happens if you turn it up? So I'm on about sort of a low volume here. How far up is that?
Almost.
Okay.
Not too bad.
It's so the volume is pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's awesome at almost full, but you don't get no breakup of sound. A lot of earphones, headphones, once you push the volume to its max, you either lose the bass or they vibrate too much. Didn't get any of that from this at all. So sound quality is, I would say, awesome. Maybe lacking a little in volume. Full volume, that really should blow your head off, and I didn't quite get that. Music wise, it's got fantastic sound quality. Now obviously they're used for more than just music. These are for making calls on as well. Something that I've had pretty poor experience of in the past with other earphones. You either have to be in a completely silent room for the call to work properly if you're outside, or if it's a bit noisy out there, then the other person can't hear you, probably due to the fact that they're all the way up there. Old-fashioned Bluetooth headsets used to come sort of quite down to your mouth, so they've got to build a mic in up here that cancels out the noise from outside but still picks up your voice. And I've called my son on his phone. I assumed it was on his phone, but he told me he was wearing his earphones, and the voice quality was pretty good. I mean, it didn't cancel out all of the background noise, but you could quite easily make a call and it'd be perfectly fine to use. So that's a good point. For when you're paying like £150, £160 for something that you want to use as earphones and for voice calls, I was quite impressed with the quality of the voice call that came out. Small little box, obviously. With most of these little things, you put your pods in there. You don't charge the earbuds themselves, you charge the case, and once you pop this back in here, I'm going to try and do this one-handed, it will start charging it. Not easiest thing to do with one ear, so I'm just going to place that there for a second.
Just a note, they turn off on there.
And pop it in on the right side, so woo, that one.
They're a little awkward to find out how to do that.
So you put it in there and you can see it's now
Yellow.
it's yellow, so it's charging, and once it's back in its case it will charge them up. He's got about 8 hours on a single charge, or sort of wearing both of them, and pop them back in the case, and he says it probably charged them about twice. So it's about average, about 16 hours, but maybe push 20 hours. It all depends on whether you're making calls and the volume level that you're...
It depends whether they're charged before the case.
Yeah, it also depends on whether they're fully charged once you take them out.
If the case is fully charged, they'll charge them twice over, then give them 24 hours.
Okay, and how long does it take to charge the case, do you know?
I don't often charge it with the cable.
Okay. Oh, because you've got wireless charging on these, so you can put these on a wireless charging base and it charges them. I think the average for these sort of things is about 2 or 3 hours to charge, and then you get 16 to 20 hours out of any kind of buds. So build quality, well, the case is extremely sturdy. Like I said, cheaper ones I've had, it's always the case that seems to go, and build quality of the buds themselves is superb. I do like the fact that the charging port isn't in the bottom of the case, because that's the part on other ones that always seem to go, that the buds don't then fully sit in and they don't charge properly. But they are, I don't know if you can see that, but there's just 2 little contacts there, so the buds drop in and the contact is on the back of the box sort of thing rather than on the bottom. That's a great improvement over some of the cheaper models that I've had. So good battery life, pretty decent sound quality, apart from, I would say, a little lacking in volume at high volumes, and decent call quality. That is what you want out of some earbuds. But at £150 to £160, I think that's a little on the pricey side. If you were to buy the Google Pixel phone, you get them with it. No, I'm being told no.
No, that was only till the 16th of October.
Oh, it was an initial, because the phone came out
On the 12th.
on the 12th of October, and you would get these free for a couple of days if you bought them.
Yeah.
I know there are some phone companies around that are still offering them free if you buy the Pixel, but other than that, you then got to pay £150 for them extra. Do I think they're worth it? I don't know. It's a lot of money for some earphones. There are lots of brands around. You can go cheap budget, sort of £10, £25, and they're okay. My daughter has some Skull Candy ones, which I think cost her about £30, and she's very impressed with them. She's had them for over a year, no problems, good sound quality, good battery, etc. So you're paying for a name, pretty much. Oh, I've got some Google Buds. I think they're a little overpriced for what they are. I'm not saying that they're poor quality or anything, because the build quality and the actual overall design of them is fantastic, but at £150, £160, I think it's a little overpriced. So that's my review of them. Good sound quality, good audio quality for calls, lovely design, a battery life that is pretty on par with everything else, and yeah, there you go. That is a review of what they called, because I always get the name wrong.
Google Pixel Buds Pro.
Google Pixel Buds Pro. Make what you will of that. If you're into, well, if you're wanting some high quality, or you're wanting the Google ones, they are good quality, but the price is probably just a bit more than I would be willing to pay. Link, like, subscribe, enjoy.